Culture interacts with biology when socialization, division of labor, and expectations such as caregiving roles and emotional training shape and reinforce the traits we track as feminine strengths and masculine strengths. Biosocial interaction is when biology, together with social roles, upbringing, expectations, and life experience, shape neural development. Life, as we shape it, demands a specific kind of social and emotional training of women, which builds relational circuitry. In a way, we can say that cultural conditions require an empathic responsibility of women at work and with family and friends, concerning chores and tasks, as well as providing care and emotional attention. Men and women often show different stress-behavioural patterns, where men are more prone to fight or flight, and women more often are prone to tend and befriend. Females are more likely to engage in affiliative, cooperative responses, while males more often shift toward confrontational or solitary responses. In leadership contexts, the tend and befriend model promotes resilience, network support, and long-term relational health. It favors social problem solving under chronic stress and preserves social bonds, essential for group resilience. This is why a transformational leadership with both energies works best. Hey you perfect soul, I am Sophia, author, self-help spirituality and fantasy action and sociology, with a PhD in sociology. Female top leaders is still something rare, unobtainable and unrewarding, even though research clearly shows that the winning concept for successful leadership of today is to be compassionate, sustainable and collaborative. Traits that are defined as typical feminine leadership traits, but obviously can be developed by men. It's an understanding of feeling deeply so you can see clearly. It is a power of presence and resonance that combine emotion with reason and empathy with strategy. So let's integrate and transform. Let's Ubuntu. Namaste, Aloha, Tao, Frid, Salam and Shalom. In peace, harmony and love. Societal expectations often require children to adapt to demanding social norms. Socialization is a process that is the foundation of every culture. Boys in many cultures are taught to suppress emotion and compete, skills that can limit emotional maturity later in life. Girls are often expected to read emotions, manage relationships, and cooperate. From a young age, girls are often encouraged to be emotionally expressive, socially aware, and communicative, which actually enhances leadership relevant traits. Women's upbringing emphasize holistic perception, intuition, and communal values, which are associated with effective management, team building, and conflict resolution. Women's leadership strengths like empathy, collaboration, and emotional intelligence are often complemented by traditionally male traits such as assertiveness, strategic risk-taking, and decisiveness. Together, they form a balanced and effective leadership dynamic. Despite these scientific findings, reality has not changed. Worldwide, fewer than half of women are in formal employment, compared with roughly 4/5 of men. The other half work at home with informal services and/or small agriculture or small businesses. The average gender pay gap across OECD countries is somewhere between 11 to 13%. That means full-time working women in these countries earn around 87 to 89 cents less per dollar compared with full-time working men. In African and Asian countries, the gender gap is wider, where women in general earn 60 to 65% less than men. Globally, women earn around 20% less in incomes. The uncontrolled global gender pay gap stood at 0.89 in 2025, meaning women earned 89 cents for every dollar. Analysis from World Bank show that legal restrictions, social norms, childcare burdens, and gendered laws still reduce women's economic rights in many countries, where even some high-income countries have legal and practical barriers. Gender inequalities in pay, jobs, and wealth remain large, though smaller than decades ago. At this pace, it will take more than a century to close the gap. The gap is wider for older workers and is also affected by factors like ethnicity, culture identity, marital status, and if the woman have children. This creates in itself a lifetime income gap. Women are more likely to work part-time and or be in lower paid care-related occupations. To carry more unpaid care and domestic work is linked to higher stress and mental health burdens and lower lifetime earnings. Women also face higher risk of temporary contracts with part-time work, which affect both income security and career progression. Finally, despite part-time and its negative effects, women still often work longer hours than men due to additional domestic and care responsibilities. Women's stress level raises when she leaves work to return home, while the opposite happens for men. Unpaid care and domestic work is a major gender inequality issue, negatively impacting women's economic empowerment. Historically, women have been primary caregivers not just of children, but of elders, communities, and even emotional spaces. That constant relational labor cultivates patience and diplomacy and intuition, all invaluable in leadership. It is empathy training through responsibility, but this comes with costs too: higher anxiety rates, more self-silencing perfectionism. So here's what you can do. Have an open dialogue at work concerning scientific findings concerning successful leadership traits. Join your colleagues to have an open discussion concerning gender gaps in your paycheck